So there's a new Fallout series for Amazon, and as you could probably guess it, who's our lead? It's a Whammon, of course. Why would it not be? Now that's not it's not inherently bad, of course it's not. But is this probably everything that you expect it to be? Yeah, probably, because it's released on Amazon Prime for starters.
Can we take a moment to address the fact that this first look is in Vanity Fair, the propaganda outlet?
But it was the same people that did Rings of Power, wasn't it? And then when they reviewed it, they were like, "Yeah, it's terrible." Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So it was Vanity Fair that released those stupid little intro videos for Rings of Power, wasn't it, of all the characters? And then they reviewed it. It was like, yeah, it's not very good.
I think it was Entertainment Weekly that actually had the videos, but it doesn't matter. They all kind of hedged their reviews, and then when it was all said and done, I don't know. I don't remember too. If was there any of the major outlets that really gave it a glowing review? I don't think so.
No one basically. So look, I want. Let's all just look at the images first, I guess. So this is This is our lead, emerging from Vault 33. It doesn't. There's lens flares galore. The set piece doesn't look that great. Like it just you know, this is probably one of the most expensive looking sets, right? It's the same character, Lucy. But then we go down to stuff like this, and I'm just like, this looks better from what you can see now, guys, through StreamYard. The actual article itself doesn't look that good. And this looks like they've just replicated the same CG model because the markings on all of the armor are identical. Like everywhere, it's identical. That's just a replication, isn't it? I mean, it's just cheap.
Yeah, there was little effort put into this.
I mean, like these are supposed to be battle damaged power armor. Like this is just one model that they've replicated however many, 5 times, 4 times. That's dog shit.
It is the Brotherhood, but I mean this kind of
they are battle damaged. They've been in battles,
right?
You know,
I'm not gonna
my
fight
power
you
armor. They didn't look that good all the time, did they? They looked all beaten up and stuff.
Outside of one of my favorite actors being in this show, I didn't have any faith in it. I knew that when you put Nolan and Joy together on a project, it's going to be WAF, woke as, add your last word there. But it is. And it's, I mean, outside of Goggins, there's nothing here for me. And that's sad because I am a huge fan of the game franchise. Huge.
This is probably the only thing that looks reasonable. Like, I think this actually looks okay. It's still bad compositing.
Yeah.
And then I really like the games as well. This, Tom, this is your sitcom 60 frames a second level, high def, 4K, OLED, ultra clear image. What the piss is this?
I don't even know what a Fallout is.
Well, it's a video game, but the point is...
is it on the Sega Mega Drive?
Terrible. Yeah, sure. This looks terrible.
If it was, I would have known of it.
Not bad.
It looks kind of like a...
Well,
and then this is Walton Goggins.
And of course, now it's a reason to watch this because Walton Goggins.
Like Walton.
He's amazing. He's the best actor of this generation.
Well, he plays a bounty hunter, the Ghoul. Obviously, he's a ghoul. He's a mutated human that lived on the.
Looking forward to his backstory already.
Which I'm gonna love. This is gonna suck. I'm gonna be so torn.
Yeah, I just.
just listening to your reactions, I think that ironically, it's me and Tom who are in the best position to actually find some kind of enjoyment in this. Because
no, wait, you're not. You are not. Let me just read. What Jonathan Nolan said. The games are about the culture of division and haves and have-nots. Unfortunately, have only gotten more and more acute in this country and around the world over the last decade. That sounds like some political stuff, don't you think?
Of course it is. They're one of the leaders in propaganda, masking as entertainment.
So many of us have such naive ideas, even now, about everyone else's experiences. And it's one of the things I love about America. It's this giant manic collection of different experiences, different points of view. Lucy, this is the lead, is charming and plucky and strong. Of course she is. And then you see she's confronted with the reality of, hey, maybe the supposedly virtuous things you grew up with, white privilege, are not necessarily that virtuous. If they are virtuous, they're couched in a circumstantial virtuousness, in a luxury virtue. You have your point of view because you never ran out of food, right? You guys were able to share everything because you had enough to share.
Oh, God, yeah. Now we are right back to what culture said. Like, this is going to be WTF. Yeah, but as I said, like, that is going, like, none of us are going to enjoy those aspects of it. But what I meant to say was that since you guys are familiar with the game, that's going to be like an extra bother to you. That not only is it woke, but they're going to mess up the game here. Whereas in the case of Tom and myself, we're not going to be able to see how they have deviated from the game because the game is not on the Sega Mega Drive. So the only thing that we'll see is like the visuals, which I'm sure it will be fantastic in their own right, and what probably could be a very, very cool thing since it has Walton Goggins. Unfortunately, it also has all this wokery that's going to ruin everything no matter what. And of course, we don't blame Goggins. He needs his paycheck too. But yeah, it's like a shame because he's going to be the best thing in this, and it's going to ruin something that he is in because of the freaking wokeness.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Terrible. I think anyway. Well, Culture, you've played the games. What do you think of this? Because I mean, I'm looking at this set piece and I'm like,
I think visually there's going to be some elements I enjoy already. There are elements that do look like they're completely out of place. I agree. There's, going to be, because they've had experience at doing some pretty interesting things in a Western style. Because this is, this clearly is going to come into a lot of Western scarcity and things like that. It might look somewhat decent. But if it has the current day politics and the quote unquote modern audience storytelling, this is absolutely ruining something in a this is supposed to be post-apocalyptic. This is supposed to be the strong survive situation. This is supposed to be, told differently. And if they dive into the modern themes and not the the post-apocalyptic themes that Fallout resides in, then it's doomed. You'll have wholesale rejection by the video game audience.
So, well, the thing is, the only reason they started to do this is because they were on the decline with the video games anyway.
Well, yeah, that's because Bethesda sucks balls, but that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah. Well, there you go, guys.
They sound like a witch too with their name and everything, but yeah, that's a different matter.
First look at Fallout.
She has really long pinky.
They might, maybe it might just be the angle.
All right,
like hands a bit more forward, or I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm not that excited by it. Let's put it that way. I'm not that excited for it. We've had some terrible adaptations lately. I'm not excited for this, and it's Amazon, which at the moment the jury's out on them. All right, the jury's out. They've made some good stuff. All right, Terminal List. That's great, and they've made some absolute garbage. They pour endless amounts of money into.
Can I add the distinction to when they make good stuff and when they make bad stuff? Because there's a reason why.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. When they make good stuff, that's because that is because their very own Kathleen Kennedy is busy overseeing some other project, so she can't go and put some chicken, make it gay into the other thing that's not on her radar. That's what happened with Terminal List Season 1, because Amazon's Kathleen Kennedy, whose name is what's her name again? Tom, help me out. Someone help me out here. That bitch that ruined Conan, or it can't.
Jennifer Salke.
Jennifer Salke, thank you. Because she was busy overseeing season 1 of the Ranks of Power and of the Wheels of Time. All of these things, they got her personal attention. That's why those things suck. But she can only do so many things at once. Where something like the Kill List, that was like too small profile, wasn't worthy of her time. So it got away unscathed. That really, I'm not even joking. That is the factor. It's how much personal attention is the project going to get from Jennifer Salke and her cronies. If it gets their attention, it'll be horrible. If they're otherwise occupied, it has a shot at being good.
Yeah, no, I can believe that. Well, there you go. Bloody Fallout.